Here's a crazy result. We have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus ... That equals -1/12. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? It should equal infinity. But I have a proof for it. So what can I do is, we first have the equation 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 ... So this, well, by intuitive sense, it is a half. Because if you look carefully, so if we have 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 ... it will make it add itself, but we're gonna shift it to the right. So 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1. So these cancel out. So that will equal 1. So 2 times this is 1, so it's a half. This makes intuitive sense. So we have another equation. So 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6. Okay, so what is that? So if we add this equation, and we will add itself. So, and we also shift it to the right. So this just equals, if we add it up, this 1 minus 1, 3 minus 2 is, so plus 1, not plus 2, plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 . So this just implies that the 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 all the way to infinity, this equals a fourth. Like, this all makes sense, right? So now we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus ... So we have this. We're gonna subtract 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus ... So this will just, it will equal, so this is 0, so 2 is 4, 0. So plus 8, and then I'll just tell you it's 12, 16. So basically we have x, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is x, minus a fourth is 4x. So that means 3x equals a fourth. I mean, negative a fourth. And that implies x equals negative a 12th. The first sum here, we can write it as, so n equals 0 all the way up to infinity. And then is -1 to the power of n. The second one is actually the sum of, n equals 1 to infinity is -1 to the power of n minus 1 times n. And the last one just, this one just equals the sum from 1 to infinity n. Well, if you expand it, it's all making sense. But yes, it's infinity. So let's start off with the first one. We have the sum from 0 to infinity, -1 to the power of n. Well, this does not equal to this, because if we have x approaching infinity, what this is a trend. So as x grows larger and larger, like, what is the trend? So the trend can be three things: certain numbers that it is approaching. 2, it could be positive infinity or negative infinity. 3, there will be there's no number is approaching, and it also doesn't shoot off to infinity. So for this, it is really it's intuitive that it is a third thing. So basically, if x is any number, it will be either 1 or 0. It will oscillate back and forth. So this limit just doesn't exist. They're not the same. Well, for equation number 2, it's a bit confusing, so let's go on to 3. For equation number 3, I kind of like this one. Why? So let's try to do the limit towards infinity. So x towards infinity, and then the sum of n equals 1 all the way to x n. So this equals, so we will keep the limit up there. And the right side is x times x plus 1 over 2. So as x grows larger and larger, so this is the second trend that it can be. The trend is this will shoot out to infinity. But like infinity is actually bigger than x. So as x goes larger and larger, x is always less than infinity. That's what we're sure about. So no matter how large it is finite. Well, limits, is part of calculus, which I'm going to make future videos about. We have this. So this absolutely equals negative 1/12. Yes, this is proven because it is infinity. But it's not a trend that if we add more and more numbers, that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, like it's not a trend that it will go closer and closer to negative 1/12. Like that's just not the trend, but it is when it is infinity. So infinity is actually bigger than you think. It's not a limit towards infinity, it is infinity.